Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. I am Charisma, and here I talk about how my son and I travel the world full time. He has special needs and a disability, and all of this is made possible by investing in real estate passively. It's something that I teach other women how to do. I have classes and coaching if you're interested. Links below. So today I want to talk about the disability services here in Mexico City. Just, how inclusive is this city? Is it a place that you want to come to? Is it a place that you want to avoid? So I'm going to give you 5 tips, 5 on making it in Mexico City. So the first one that I want to discuss is the people. I always think that it's very important to understand the people and the culture here. So in Mexico City, I found that this is a very helpful culture. Whether it's women or men, they are quick to help you. And they are quick to help you move around. My son, a lot of times, will do a wheelchair if we're going longer distances. Somebody's always over there. If I need help getting up a curve, they'll come. Ayuda, I just help. Ayuda, and I'll say, sí, por favor. So yes, please. And they'll come right over and they'll help me. So that's the first one, the people. The second one is the sidewalks. I like to talk about the sidewalks. So one tip that I like to give is if you go to a city that is a bike city, then consequently it's a wheelchair friendly city, because when they do bike cities, they put in ramps because the bikes need to go up and down smoothly. So in turn, that means that the city will be wheelchair friendly. Here it's not really bike ramps that they're putting in, but they have wheelchair ramps. Some people say the streets are bad. However, as somebody that has traveled around, these are actually not bad streets. These actually have a ramp that goes down instead of a ramp that goes down, and then you have a hump to go over in some cities. So this is actually doable with a wheelchair. You don't have to walk in the street. And for the most part in Mexico City, I've stayed in Condesa. I visited Roma Norte, Polanco. So all the well-traveled all the well-traveled areas by expats. That's typically where we're going to stay when we come to visit. Number 3, excursions. I found that the excursions are definitely wheelchair friendly. So let me talk about which excursions I'm referring to. All of the museums are either free or under $5. They all have ramps, they all have elevators. We went to the National Anthropology Museum. They were absolutely great there. They help you get through security easily. They show you the direction of the elevators. The biggest challenge you probably have are the bathrooms, because the handicap bathrooms are not as big. However, they are there and it is functional. So I will say the museums have been great. When you go to I can't remember the Xochimilco, something like that. It's the boat. It's the boat that you ride in Mexico. That they do have a ramp to take you down the boat. It will be very difficult though to get a wheelchair on the boat unless you know how to maneuver that. I feel like the people there would be happy to help you. You just need to know how to maneuver. Let's see, what other excursions have we done? We've done the Turibus, the hop on, hop off. They are able to help you on that bus with the wheelchair or crutches. They have an upstairs and downstairs. The only thing about the Turibus though, if you chose to do it, the downstairs you can't really see out the window. So I don't know, it's one of those things, when you do that double decker, the top is always better than the bottom. So keep that in mind if you're doing that, because I would hate for you to have a bad experience for that. The castle, I went to the Chapultepec Castle in Chapultepec Park. I was surprised to see that this old castle had elevators. So they actually have handicap accessible elevators. So we were able to go to the castle. Last time I went to a castle, I think I was in the Dominican Republic, there was no elevator. So my son wasn't able to see the entire castle. So I was pretty excited about that. I thought that was pretty wonderful because I actually thought we would not be able to do it. The other thing to know is that people with disabilities do not pay to get into these things. like the castles, the museums, because there's a ton of museums. You do not have to pay for this. They don't even pay for, well, I guess this is the next number, the metro system. They do not pay in the metro bus system. So people with disabilities are free. The bus is fairly easy to take. You just go on the platform and get on there. You know, you have a little card that you swipe. The problem with the bus system is it's a very large bus system. So sometimes you'll be changing buses, or you'll, you know, have to change to the train or subways. I have not taken the subway, so I cannot tell you if it's disability friendly. However, I was told that you can take an elevator. It's just not something that I've done, okay? So, but you are free. The people with disabilities are free on there. It is accessible. It is wheelchair accessible. The next one I will say is Uber. One thing that I love here is that they have Uber Assist. This is not something I've seen everywhere. Let me know if you've seen it and where you've seen it at. Personally, I know they have it in the DR. I don't think I've seen it in Panama. The part when I went to Costa Rica, they didn't have Uber in Puerto Viejo, so I'm not sure. However, I have not really seen a lot of Uber Assist. So with Uber Assist, it actually is the same as Uber X. So you don't, whereas, you know, if you do an Uber XL because you need a bigger car, you don't pay extra for Uber Assist. Now, Uber Assist does not necessarily come with a larger vehicle. Uber Assist is there to do just that, to assist. It's for people with disabilities, elderly people, and pregnant women. So that is what Uber Assist is for. So the people pull up, they get out to help you. A lot of times the wheelchair that I have actually folds flat. If you all want the link to that wheelchair, let me know and I'll post it. But it actually folds flat. I think it's called like a Zumper. So it can fit in the trunk of just about any vehicle, you know, small vehicle size. For those that it couldn't fit in the trunk, I would just put it in the back seat. So we're not as concerned about size of the car, but it definitely does help to have someone help me with my son. The caveat to that though is Uber Assist, for the most part, always takes double the time. So if your Uber X will be there in 5 minutes, expect your Uber Assist to be there in 10 minutes. Also, because they have to be certified, I believe, to some capacity. I'm not sure what the certification consists of, but because they have to be certified, it's not as many drivers. So they have to look for the driver a little further out, which is why it can sometimes take 10, 15 minutes versus your Uber X that only takes 5 minutes. But if you need this extra assistance, it is definitely a good thing to have. I found that it's very helpful for us. But the people here are already so helpful. So it kind of just, you know, you gotta weigh the pros and the cons. So it is definitely something that's here and available. So those are my 5 little tidbits for you in traveling in Mexico City with a disability. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, but also let me know, did you have any other tips that you noticed that would be helpful for us traveling around in Mexico City? Let me know. Ciao.